Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. As mentioned, or rather, let me introduce myself, JJ Lottering. I'm the developer of the online platform. I was engaged about 2 years ago by the NCPC. I'm part of the CSR to assist in the development of this platform. At the time, the process involved collecting information using paper forms, and it was an ideal opportunity when we all got locked down with COVID to convert our processes and re-engineer them. So we developed a two-part system. One is the administrative platform, as mentioned by Anna, and then the other part is where we collect the information from the public. And we used to do it by means of, we still do it by means of conferences and information gathering. And the information collection is bound or limited to what's happening at the venue. And we realized that there's opportunity or lost opportunity by means of existing relationships, where an additional resource is identified by an existing customer or existing partner, and there's no information being shared from them if they identify an additional waste stream. So this platform then allows us to not only service our existing partners, but to gain new partners as well. Okay. The location, as you can see in the browser there, is https://ncpc-isp.csr.coza. A link will be shared. Yes, sir.
As part of demonstration, can you allow people to get in with their phones so that they can be able to?
Okay. Yeah. All right. You are welcome to log into the system. I have to advise you that if you are using a smartphone with a small screen, 5 inches or let's say 6 inches and smaller, you might have difficulty navigating through it. So it's really ideal using a larger viewport on your smartphones, even tablets and computers. Now, from the start, none of you will have access details, so you'll need to sign up.
Are we all there?
Just give some time for our colleagues to get there. At this stage, or rather, let me show you. If you're on a mobile phone, just want to quickly show you what it looks like on the mobile phone. This is what you will see. I'm just going to refresh. Oh goodness. See. Okay. So you won't see the sign up button on the screen when you're using your mobile phone. You can simply click on the 3-dot menu, and it will give you the option to sign up there. Okay, I'm going to go back to normal presentation mode. Okay. Now, during the sign-up process, you can decide your own username. You can create a password. Password needs to comply with a minimum complexity standard. As you can see there, it must be at least 7 characters long and include a non-alphanumeric special character. Okay. We need to collect your email address, and that is for if you have forgotten your password, that the system can send you a new password. And that's really the extent of any personal information they're collecting for the user themselves. In the application, we will collect some additional company data and contact person data, and that's really just to establish a relationship between the NCPC and the organization engaged in the synergy. For confirming that the person requesting a password reset is the person who is the owner of the account, you have to create a question that only you can answer. So, what's my first dog's name or something like that, something that only you'll know, and you type in the password. And once you've signed up, you can log in immediately. Now, for the demo, I have a basic account. You have the ability to enable two-factor authentication, which I have done. Just quickly getting the access code. Okay, and I'm in. On the landing page, you'll find a basic process to follow of establishing a Okay, so the colleagues that is following along, have you been able to sign up? Signal poor. Okay. Yeah, so it is an online system. It is publicly available, so you can access it from anywhere in the country, internationally as well. Okay, before I go to the expression of interest, what we'll need to do is we'll need to create the organization. That's the company that is engaging in the relationship. Once the organization has been established, we will create a location for where the resources will be located. And then after we've created the location, we will go into the declaration of the interest. That expression of interest is classified as a need. Either I have a need for a resource to facilitate my processes, or I have a resource on hand that I can sell as a resource to someone else. So this is what you will find, a blank screen. So each organization will only be able to see its own information. And that is to protect personal information that's being shared until such a stage where a relationship can be established and both organizations will be asked if they want to engage into the synergy, and then only will information be shared, company and organization information be shared with each other. So first things first, I will just quickly take you through the process. You'll see that it's very, very straightforward. Obviously, you'll give your name of the organization. If you want to, a short name. And then here is a basic opt-out request. If for instance, you have found that you no longer want to engage in the synergies, you have the option to opt out using this capability here. Okay, so it's very straightforward. You can just select your entity type, the primary activity. Um, okay, I don't see it here now, but I'm just going to select something for the demonstration. There was a farm there. Let me select that option. Okay. You have the option to capture your registration number, your VAT number, and your website if you have, and then simply press save. Okay. Now, for ABC Farming, as the organization, we're going to create a location, and immediately you will see that your browser is asking you if you want to share your location. Now, I think it'll be a good idea, especially if you're on site, to share the location, because that allows us then to get a proper description of where this resource is located, and we were able to create a geographic map of where the resource opportunities are. I'm just going to quickly go through this. Agriculture. You can, if you have a main office number, you can do that. Going on next, obviously as you're working on your mobile phone and you're moving around, you can update your location by means of this toggle here, and you'll see that will give you the location of where you are. It's a one-time location, so it really just takes the coordinate of where you are and put that coordinate into the form. It is not tracking your live location where you are, so don't be worried. It's literally just a single location that's captured. Going next, you can give your entire address.
Sorry, Jay.
Yes, sir.
I think, let's say if you've got questions as he's moving around, don't be shy to just lift your hand, and Matimba will be checking online who's having, because it has to be very interactive. So if you've got questions, just lift up your hand, then I'll be able to. So far, because we don't want to move too fast and leave you behind. So any question? Let's do the questioning quicker, so that we are able to move on the system. What is your question? Can we get a roving mic? There's a question here. There's a question there. Do you sanitize them, or they're wearing mask? Oh, but if I speak, it's no longer sanitized. Okay. He was saying they are sanitized ones. Then I said, once doesn't really help.
Thanks for the opportunity, Lord. Just an input there, where you choose SMMEs and other things, always we forget cooperatives. We always say NGOs and SMMEs and forget cooperatives. And cooperatives are very, 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 very important in a situation like South Africa, whereby you have 60% of people unemployed. Cooperatives work with people, taking people in mass out of poverty.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions?
Right. I think that was a comment to say we need to include cooperatives in one of the tabs. I think it's fine. It's not a transmission.
Thank you, JJ. I just want to find out, are you able to put in the coordinates manually? Because especially for the people in rural areas, sometimes the network is really not working there, and it won't be able to pick it up. So if it can pick up, like you can type in manually, then that's good. Thank you.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Can be done. So, Matimba, do we have any question online?
Not really, just a comment, or maybe let me read the question. So technical queries with respect to the system, who can be approved? Somebody is asking.
Yes,
Okay.
in the presentation, we have a slide with all the contact details of the administrator. So the information is shared in the slides. We'll just get there now.
Okay, there's another question there. I think that was answered, that it will be shared in the last slides. There's a hand there. Yes.
Yeah, thanks. I just want to check, is there a minimum number of kilos that you have to have before you can register? Or can I just register my 2 kilos of whatever I have?
There's no limit, because you may find that your 20 kilograms, there's a neighbor nearby who could actually make use of it. So it may not even need a transport. He can just take a wheelbarrow and come to collect. There's no minimum or maximum. Thanks. Okay, I think for now we can proceed and go to the next step.
So it looks like we lost connectivity, yeah?
Oh, we lost the... Okay, let's start again. I think it will also be a refresh to those who didn't follow all those steps as he's creating. So, but the interesting part that I noted is that your location is very key to say, where are those activities, where are those materials? So, and it won't track you to where you're going. So it's just at an exact location, then you can switch off after posting. Thanks.
I don't know. How do I get this back now? Technical?
Okay, technical, can you assist him? I think he moved out of the...
It looks like we lost connectivity, yeah. How to get back to there?
To our online members, we're just trying to sort out some glitches. As you know that we're dealing with the online system, so we should be back soon. Don't leave.
That's the presentation, okay, but let me do this. Hold on. If you want to take a quick photo of this is the support information. How do I get back to the browser?
You don't want this.
I know, the browser. It's always difficult working on someone else's machine, so just bear with us, please.
It's okay.
Browser.
What is that? Okay.
Firefox.
Firefox.
So just get the taskbar up, then we can see.
Okay. Firefox.
Stick the wireless there. I'm losing connectivity to the server. See that it's
Just check the internet.
yeah, I don't think so. Sorry about that.
Let's quickly check the speed. Refresh the page.
Stop there. Okay, I'm just going to get beyond this. Let's see, just hold on, please. Nope, I can't get through this.
The firewall.
It's unfortunate we every time there's a presentation, then technology will let you down. Let me do this.
So it will definitely send verification code like your OTP to actually indicate that you're the right person that has logged in. So As you do that, you are able to proceed. Thanks.
I've just switched over to the admin account, and I can see that someone has actually registered the company. Thank you so much.
Oh, okay.
I hope so. Let's see if we can get beyond this.
Okay.
I'm just going to. So let me just show you. You are absolutely able to capture your own locations. Minus 24, 28. So if you have the ability to collect your coordinates, the format is decimal degrees. So if you have the ability to collect it, you can actually enter it as well manually. Yeah, this keypad of yours. It looks like we got an issue here. The gentleman who created the company, have you managed to proceed beyond this point? Loading the resource. So you've been able to establish a organization and the site. Okay. Would you mind if we continue on your organization you created for the demo? Not necessary. I can just quickly go through this. So you can see the gentleman created his company. He's created his site location, and he's created a few resources on offer. I'm going to, if you don't mind, I'm going to open it. Okay. Just going into an edit session. You'll see that you have the ability to select, do you have a resource on offer, or are you looking for a specific resource? You have the ability to create a detailed description of that resource, specify the quantities, the unit of measure. So just to show you, whichever unit of measure you are measuring it in, and at which interval you have this resource available. Okay, you can tell us how you currently dispose of it, and if you know the industry classification of it, you can also classify it. If you don't know the specific classification, don't worry about it. Our technical resources will be able to classify it correctly and take the process from there on forward. Okay. If you have access to the stockpile where that resource is, you can always go on your mobile phone, walk to that specific stockpile, and just again update the location of the exact location of where that stockpile of that resources is, and the system will collect it. You also have the ability to, when you're on a mobile phone or tablet, simply click on this little square there. It will ask you, do you want to access your mobile device's camera? So again, we ask permission before we do it. Do you want to use your camera or your photo library? Perhaps you've already taken photos of your resources and it's already in your library, so then you can just select that photo from that library and add it into this. This will be the main photo or the main image of your resource stockpile. If you want to take more, you can do so by using the supplementary images controller. I'm just going to cancel this. Just to give you an idea of the workflow of the system. Again, you create your organization first. For the organization, create a site. It might be that it's a national organization with multiple sites across the country, and you might have resources at each site, so you have the ability to create all those sites and link the resources to that site. Okay. The expression of interest is then analyzed I'm just going to open up this one again. Once you've, thank you, that's going to be much better, hopefully. Once you've completed the resource capturing, when you're done and you are sure that the CSR or at least NCPC can be engaged in this resource sharing, then we're going to ask you to flag it as complete. Once you say yes, you can provide some comments and save it. A notification is sent to the NCPC team to take the process further from the collection side. So NCPC is then informed with an email stating that this organization has declared a interest and are ready to engage in that synergy or possible synergy. And that's the end of the technical demonstration. I don't know if there's any questions I can quickly answer. I don't see online. Yes, there's a lady there.
It's not necessarily related to what you just did now, but it is related to the chat that you just had. Do you find that there is just like particular sectors that are interested in the program, or do you have? Thank you very much. Or do you have interest from various other sectors? I'm particularly interested in textiles and leather.
Yeah, I think we deal with all materials that comes from all sectors. As you can express, then we should be able to say who wants that. Then we create the relationships between the two. Then the synergy is completed. We don't have any selective. Of course, it will show also if your materials are hazardous, it will prompt process that is required. Then should be able to link you with. That's why we interact with provincials, so that we don't contravene the waste bylaws or waste act, so on and so forth. So that is it. So there's another question there, and the other one here. I noted. You can go ahead, ma'am.
All right. Now, mine is a technical question. I'm just wondering how long does it take to get a verification node code after you have registered on the site? Because I've been waiting for the past, 10 to 15 minutes.
When you've signed up, you can immediately sign in. If you have enabled two-factor authentication on your account, it's only then that you request a code. So after you've signed up, it's not necessary. You can immediately log in. It's an extra layer of security for yourself. You haven't received it yet on email.
It could be that the network here is slow, because remember, we're carrying many of you in other sessions. But you'll find that the experience could be different when you're in your private connection. It could be faster. So, but if there's any questions, you can see there, who do you speak to? And then you can really access us. There's a question here. Yeah, this side before that.
Thanks. I just want to understand, does the system, or does the system, does it have do you have an index of companies that already have the material? Is there a list? Is there an index?
Okay. No, he's talking about from the database. Are we able to know who has what and who wants what? Yes, in the system, we are able to see, because you want only the admin side. We're trying to protect too much fiddling of people. With the system that is online, you always have to provide a bit of security and also manage the say the false information in between or the ambitious information. So what we then do within from our side, we're able to draw a report, say on a daily, who has posted what, or if there's a posting, it will show a notification. Somebody posted a minute ago. So we'll be able to intercept and interact with you. And by then, because we know the resource that you want or you have, we'll already have in the list of want to check who is in your close proximity. When we call you, we'll give you almost the options. So we do have a list of the have and the wants already in the system.
Okay, so you do have a and how big is this index or list of potential suppliers? If, for example, right now I need 20 tons of clear plastic. That's my need right now. How would that then? Do you have people already online that or on the index that have those quantities?
Yeah,
would you be able to? And what are the turnaround times as well?
Okay. Let me, Anna. Do you want to answer that quickly?
Yes, the database has all the list of people who have declared waste streams and what quantities they have. In terms of the turnaround period, it's dependent on the person who has the waste. We will alert them that there has been interest in the waste stream that you have, and then we will. It will be dependent on him how soon he responds to us.
Okay, thanks. I see, a potential for this to be a form of an exchange, like a stock exchange system, where you can have to be a meeting place for the supply side and the demand side. So I think there's an opportunity there to expand it further.
Yeah, we're not there yet, and of course there are. Because this is at beginning stages. So we would like to get to that point where we just track what is happening. But at this point, we are still at the developmental level. We take your point. Okay.
Thanks.
There's a hand at the back there.
Yeah, so just to follow up on what Jennifer was talking about there, that in terms of understanding what waste streams you actually have, but it doesn't need to be a sharing of contact details. It could be just a listing of what resources you have, which might actually spark interest from somebody who didn't know that, for example, I don't know, fly ash was available in X quantity. And then they would because I have a need, for example, for plastic, but I'm looking at your list and I realize that in addition to plastic, I also have a need for X. And if I know what you have, and that information is not hidden from me, you might find a little bit more sort of interaction with the ISP system.
You want to say something on that? Okay, but let me just put this disclaimer. There's been a system that were developed before. I'm sure in Gauteng there was one as well. But then the challenge with the system where you don't have sort of like a buffer, it can be jammed, then eventually doesn't work at all. So the strength in this program lies within the facilitation, because out of that you're able to filter. Because there are a lot of technological people who are just interested in testing if these things works. Ne? If you get 1,000 of them, they clog the system. Then eventually, there's no data integrity at all. So ours is that we need to do the facilitation that is providing that buffer. And when the facilitator contacts you, he or she will give you the options that are available in the database. And you could be able to choose and also determine what volumes can you give or can you take from who. So that is the issue around security when you're dealing with the system. And also abuse of the systems as well. We have seen so many systems being abused. 5 people can just log and they say, I've got 20,000. Eventually, the person has got nothing. But with that filtering, we are able to actually address that. There's a hand at the back. Matimba, and there's also an online hand.
Yeah,
Let's go to online first, and then we'll go to the back.
Okay, Andile wants to find out if they have waste material that they cannot recycle or no beneficiation, can they load that particular material in the system so that they can get the beneficiation?
Yes, definitely. They can load it. Yeah. Because remember, some of the materials may not be recyclable, but may be reusable. So that is the technicalities. There's a hand at the back there.
Thank you. To add to what the lady asked previously, if I go onto the website, I can't see anything without logging in, registering or logging in.
Yeah.
Surely it will make sense to have information available, even if it's that we can see, like she said, what is available, because I work across various industries and I've got a very good background in industrial symbiosis. If I can see what you've got available on your database, I can also recommend that to my clients. So if that information's hidden, it doesn't help me look for alternatives for that, because I work in that space.
Okay.
And yeah, I shouldn't have to register to see that.
Okay. Noted. Before I answer you, maybe this hand wants to answer or attempt to share. There's a hand here. There's a hand here. The roving mic. Can we come this side and there quickly?
Okay, I think for the safety of the companies, what NCPC is doing is very much good. If, let's say, for example, you want to process municipal waste, you can just go to the website and specify that I'm looking for municipal waste, and then it become the job for NCPC then to go and locate the person who's owning the municipal waste, and then they link you to that. Because now if we then are able to see everyone that has some resources, you will find people stealing pictures and saying, I have a resource, and only to find that you don't have that resource. So while we are doing all these things online, I think NCPC is doing a very good job in securing both the buyer and the seller, if I put it that way, as we have mentioned that we can even do the exchanges very nicely. So we really need to protect, especially the big businesses and the small businesses. This is a very good chance for all the small enterprises in our country to tap into the economy by just having these synergies. Thank you very much, NCPC.
Okay, there's a hand there. I think she did touch on that. We are noting that is something that could be done. But remember now, as we are operating as an organization, there are a lot of personal information, the POPIA Act and so on. So, and also the risk. Okay, let me give an example. You noted within the parliament, there are a lot of changes that has happened because when the democracy came, nobody knew that you will have a problem such as 1, 2, 3. You will have a president who could actually not want to do 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm giving you an example. That is a real example. But then, because it was out of understanding that we are all civil, we all understand one another, there are no enemies, there are no hidden agendas, and so on and so forth, which we then learned that in the space where we're operating, you can't operate as if everybody's in the same thinking and everybody's have got the same interest. So we've got to protect even the company that has posted. Then the next thing you get it on the online, say, these guys, they posted in their sustainability reporting 1, 2, 3, 4. But actually, I'm disputing because from the NCPC database, this is what they posted. So we don't want those kind of things. I'm sure from the bigger picture point of view, you'll then understand as we move within the system. I'll really encourage you to just come to the system. And if there are challenges within the issue around, I want to see who has what. At a personal level, when through the facilitator, that information, you're able to get it. Okay, can we?
It doesn't need to be a sharing of information. It doesn't list of, we have glass, we have pellets, we have X, Y, and Z. That's it. If we know what waste we have, we know what to do with it.
Okay. Okay, then we are noting it in a different way now as compared to before. Say the overall in terms of say what is available, not necessarily linked to the company. Okay. No, we note that. I think that volume is available. We're able to see it in the system ourselves. Can we see? Can the public see as well?
Not at this stage.
Not at this stage, but you should be able to see in the future. Okay, there's a hand here. Okay.
No, the mic is with me, but people are talking.
Oh, yeah. So he's saying he's got a mic, but people are talking.
Okay, yes. What I was saying is that I think the NCPC is trying to protect the guys, as everybody is saying. We are the small players, or we are the ones who are looking for those materials or the waste. Let us list all the waste that we are looking for. Then it becomes easier as well for them to say, okay, they are looking for this material in protecting them, as everybody is saying. That is the way. I think right now we are moving into 4IR, as they are saying. So 4IR is being developed by people. People should protect others that are within that system as well, I think.
Okay, I'm glad that we have had some very interactive session, and that sparks areas of consideration and areas of improvement. But we can only improve when you are using the system. So we invite you to, at your own space, to log in. You'll be able to get through faster, and then we should be able to improve the synergies. Someone mentioned the turnaround time. So the turnaround time could actually be improved if the system is being utilized. Like, for instance, if I'm building, I'll make this an example. If I'm building a house or I'm demolishing first, so I've got CDW waste, but I've got a plan with this project for 3 months. So I'm able to know, you know what, I'm probably going to have, you've got your quantity survey, they can actually say, you're going to have maybe 10, 20 tons of building rubbles. You already post it. So as you move, you are able to now have synergies going, and you already know where your material is going before you even start to demolish the house. This is just an example. Then you don't find those rubbles in the biodiversity hotspots with an intent that later they will say this area is already dilapidated, let's develop further. So we're trying to play our part from the environmental and also good governance, sustainability point of view. Colleagues, this has been very interactive. It seems I'll take last question. There's 3 last questions. 1, 2, 3, but it's fine. When you ask question, let's guide one another. Go straight to the point. Don't start that side and this side. Just go straight. I won't take offense. Ne? When you go straight, Matimba, I noted your hand at the back there. I noted your hand. There's a hand in the front. Okay, let's go according to that order. So Matimba is there at the back. It's from online question. Yes.
Okay, I think Saneliso, they want to know, or they want to find out that upon registration on the website, location on has a selection of 12 cities. How do I add my location if they don't appear? The add tab does not work on the pop-up screen. They want to know how to add their city.
So the adding additional information in the lookup screens is limited to the admin function. So just drop an email on the email address that is shared there, and she can add that location, and then you can use it.
Okay, can we give this something? We are online, so don't want to look like we're not taking our health seriously. Okay, I think that is sorted. There's a question there at the back.
Thank you. Just a quick one. I just want to find out, is there a limit into the size of the waste that can be traded? And also, do you assist in quantifying that waste if somebody has no means to quantify their own?
Yeah, I think that should be easy to quantify the waste. We do also do site visits where the waste is located, as we've always been doing. So if the person does not know what is the quantity, then we should be able to measure. Say you're talking approximately this size of the quantity in terms of your waste. Yeah, that can be done. Yeah, there's no limit. I think the previous speaker asked about the limit. There's no limit in terms of quantity. Of course, you wouldn't like to say I've got 0.00 kg. So that's almost like a teaspoon kind of like a waste. but there isn't limit. Yeah. There's a question there?
Yeah, I just wanted to find out about the success stories. What has been, the matrices for the exchanges and the stories behind the successes, if there's any.
Okay, there are a few case studies of the success story that are still coming. So you should be able to see what has been the stories behind the ISP and the facilitation of synergies, so on and so forth. Yes. Okay, colleagues, is there something?
Yes, and there are some few slides at the end that are showing that impact of the successful stories. I'll just share with you. There is the success synergies. We've had over 230 synergies completed in the past. And then that's the equivalent waste that have been diverted from those synergies in terms of virgin resources as well, and also equivalent GHG emissions. So this is the success stories. It's part of success stories that have been done in the past. So there are also some pictures as well of what has come out of those successful synergies that were completed. So this is just a slide as well to show from the waste resources that were successfully exchanged, what they've been reused or recycled into. These are some of the product, and we've got there for the tire, the first picture. And then we've got the PETs that have been palletized as well. We've got the bags from the car seat, waste car seats, leather seats, yeah. And then we also have some compost from food waste. We also have some stepping stones that have been manufactured from coal ash. So these are just a few pictures that we can share from the success stories, just to answer the question that you were talking about. Just like any program, we also have some challenges in terms of lack of solutions on some resources, but we are hopeful that now when you start to engage with us through our online system, then we'll get to have solution for almost every waste that is available. So this is just few problematic waste that we are currently seeing in our system that is looking for solutions. So the more you tap into that system and capture that you have solution for this, or you want this material, the more we will be able to have more success stories. I think that's all. Thank you.